Let's go, Meat Boys. Welterweight beef kicking off UFC 285. And I feel like, I don't know, Meat, we were just talking. This card just totally snuck up on us. Like, suddenly the return of John Jones is this weekend, a few days away, and cannot wait to get to that one. But first, it's early prelim action between Ian Garry, the future, taking on Song Kenan, aka the Assassin. And it's been a little rough for the Assassin lately, right? He just got absolutely stiffened one punch by Max Griffin. It was in the first round and wasn't something we've seen from Song Kenan, right? This is a guy who usually was pretty durable. So the fact that he just got absolutely cracked by a guy named Max Griffin, who is a guy that, while he is very well rounded, very talented, isn't really known for having that one punch KO power. So a little bit concerning for Kenan, but the dude is 4-2 in the UFC, right? He has some wins over Derek Krantz, Callum Potter, Hector Aldana, and Bobby Nash. So definitely all bad fighters, but 4 wins in the UFC nonetheless. So to me, while I wasn't expecting him to be a favorite or anything, I'm a little surprised that he is, plus 400, plus 475 against Ian Garry, who is all the rage, clearly, right? 10-0, 3-0 in the UFC. His most recent win was against Gabe Green, and I actually think that was a pretty decent win. Gabe Green isn't a future champ by any means, but is a guy who will pick up some UFC victories for sure, and he made that one look relatively easy. So I was impressed by Ian Garry in that one, and then those wins against Darian Weeks and Jordan Williams before that were both light work, but similar to Song Kenan's wins, also against pretty bad fighters. So what are your thoughts on this one? Is Ian Garry truly the future? Do you think this guy is a future champ, or do you think that at minus 650, that's too much beef, and perhaps Song Kenan is the one singing? Who you taking?
Yeah, it's to see those odds. It's like I almost want to root for the underdog because, I mean, Ian Gary's nice. We've seen him, but he's not, Shavkat nice or Hamzat nice. I think he's just, he's pretty average, but he's good. He's young. He's fun. There's clearly a lot of hype with those odds. I guess this weekend we'll find out if those odds are properly placed, but I just feel like that's just kind of over like estimating how good this guy is. I think he should win, but I don't know if it's, minus 700 win, where that's just, he should be out first minute. But yeah, I got Ian Gary winning. I think he's going to get a knockout first or second round. But it wouldn't surprise me if Kanong wins this because Kanong actually has a lot of experience in the UFC, so it just wouldn't surprise me. I don't; those odds are just juicy, and the gambler side of me wants to pick Kanong, but I was thinking Kazan's not the best, and Ingary's got a nice trend, and I just don't see where the matchmakers set this up for this kid to lose. He's kind of like a golden goose. They're building him up, they're juicing him up, they're trying to get him hype. So Kanong should stylistically lose, but I'm probably fading this one because it's just too sketchy. Those odds are not good, but yeah, I'm gonna pick Ian Gary by finish, maybe.
Yeah, I feel that it's definitely a hefty price tag for sure, and against a decently tough dude and an experienced guy in Song Kenan, right? You touched on the experience. This dude has 27 professional fights to Ian Gary's only 10, twice as much UFC experience. So definitely the more seasoned fighter is Song Kenan, and he's obviously older too, 32 years old, whereas Ian Gary is just still a youngster at 25. But if you look at Tapology, 95% pretty bullish on Machado Gary, and only 5% is rolling with Song Kenan. Majority is brown for that Machado Gary KO. There is some beige for a decision. You mentioned that you think it's going to be a finish. Any world where this goes the distance, and if it does, is it possible that Song Kenan can pick up a decision win, or is it just most likely that Ian Gary is winning either by finish or even made by decision?
Yeah, if it goes to decision, I think it's a coin flip. I think Gary's gonna have the better chance of getting that finish. If it goes decision, maybe Kanang really shows us that there's a reason why he's a veteran. He's been in there for a while and he's still in the UFC. So it wouldn't surprise me if he does win this, just because Ian Gary's such a new and young guy. He's got a lot of stuff to learn, and typically getting that first L is one of the biggest things that he needs to learn because I just don't see him being that Shavkat where like I don't think this guy's ever gonna lose. I don't think he's that level, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Am I crazy on this one?
No, I'm seeing it the same way. And while I'm definitely buying some of the Ian Gary hype, I'm with you. I'm not putting him in that same conversation as the Shavkats, as the Hamzats, as these guys who, when you watch them fight, it's like, how is anyone ever going to beat these guys? I don't get that same impression from Ian Garry. But again, the kid is only 25 years old. He's the new golden goose. He is marketing himself as the next Conor McGregor. So he definitely is talking a big game. And perhaps if the skills catch up with all the hype, then maybe he will be a future champ material for sure. But in this one, I'm with you. I'm going to roll Ian Garry. I guess it's a little bit reluctantly because where we just saw Song Kenan get absolutely slept in his last fight, that was 2 years ago, right? It's crazy to think that was all the way back in March of 2021, but about 2 years ago. So plenty of time to recover that chin, maybe refine the skill set in the last couple of years. But with you, it seems like the UFC wouldn't set Ian Garry up for failure on this one. I mean, it's another UFC 285 pay-per-view card that they're sticking him on, and gotta imagine that they're going to feed him a winnable opponent for sure. So I'm going to take Ian Garry. I'm going to take him by decision. I just see this one playing out similar to the Gabe Green fight, where maybe it's close in moments, but it's just going to be a pretty convincing unanimous decision win for Ian Garry. So taking Machado Garry, I like by decision. Any last thoughts?
No, this is a great fight, fun fight. Don't know comments who you taking. You taking Garry or the Assassin?